If you're looking for best practices for your bank or credit union, join us while we talk all things sales, marketing, and strategy for financial institutions. Let's make it happen with FiGrow Solutions.
Hi there, I'm Meredith Olmstead, CEO and founder of FiGrow Solutions. We are a digital marketing and sales and service consulting agency. We work exclusively with banks and credit unions. And I am here today with a guest on our podcast, which is not typical. So I have Frank Prinzivalli. Say that for me, Frank, so I get it right.
Prinzivalli.
Okay, I was
That's
close.
okay.
I was
Most
close.
people don't get it right the first time.
So Frank is the VP of residential lending at one of our longtime customers, Middlesex Federal Savings. And they are a small retail bank up in the Boston area. And Frank has been working with our team. Well, Frank's entire bank has been working with our team using HubSpot from a marketing and a sales support side for, probably like 6+ years now, or maybe even more. But we've recently just been seeing a lot of great results and feedback from their team internally. And even especially Frank's, the head of lending at his bank that was a non-believer for many, many years, who has now really come around to the HubSpot inbound methodology of marketing and sales. And so I was like, you know what, let me reach out to Frank, and I want to hear from a lending side, what is it about this marketing and sales approach with using the HubSpot tool that has helped. So I know, Frank, that one of the things we always say is that when you're creating great content and you're putting it out there authentically, you keep your services and your products top of mind, even with existing customers and potential new customers. And so even if they don't convert immediately, they'll be more likely to convert over time. So that's definitely something that I want to chat with you about at some point. But I know the other thing about HubSpot is that it's really, really good at helping you figure out where all of your leads are coming from and keep yourself organized so that you know where you should be reaching out more and really focusing your efforts. So tell us a little bit about how HubSpot has been kind of a game changer for you as a mortgage lender at Middlesex.
Yeah, as I tell others as well, before using HubSpot, a lot of leads were coming from all different spots, locations like referrals, realtors, attorneys, open houses, clients and whatnot, past clients. And, it's difficult to try to stay consistent to follow up with everybody, having notes on one notebook and a laptop and my phone and whatnot. So, the fact that HubSpot gave me one place to organize all these leads, stay in contact with everybody, track all my conversations, and automate follow-up, stay in front of them without really falling through the cracks pretty much, just having that one centralized location simplify the entire process for me, to follow up with everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's cool to be able to go in there and then see where the leads have been on the website, or where, if you've been in touch with them, if somebody else might have reached out to them, if they've been on specific products or service pages recently. So you have a little bit of context when you're reaching out to them, for sure.
Exactly.
Super
And it's
useful.
time-stamped, dated. So this way, it's a lot easier to keep track of everything.
Yeah.
Instead of my notebook constantly scribbling things off, and check boxes.
Yeah. The other cool thing about it is that you can see where the sources are, right? So you can see, okay, if somebody's coming from paid, if somebody came from an email that you sent out, if somebody was a self-sourced deal from a list for an event that you went to. So it's a really nice way to be able to keep track of all of your leads. I know that you also have a way, because you have referral sources that it's kind of like business development. They're not going to be actual borrowers, right? But you have some regular communications with those referral sources that you do through HubSpot as well. How does that work?
Yeah, so I have a couple of different distribution email lists. So, for example, attorneys, real estate agents who are part of my referral network program, where they also receive emails, automatic emails or campaigns once a month, just to kind of stay in connection, stay in contact with them, and so that they're still aware of what we can offer for their clients, some services we can offer for their clients, and it continues to plant the seed in their heads as well as a follow up, so that they see a certain email. Oh, Frank can do this for us. This is a great service. Why don't we just touch base with our clients and let them know? So it's just a good way to stay on top of all my connections in the real estate industry as well.
Yeah, it's funny. I know that you mentioned that like a lot of times it's really all about timing too. So it's like
Correct.
making sure that people are thinking about you, but then also thinking about you at the right time.
That's
And part
correct.
of that is staying in their inbox, staying,
Hmm.
kind of coming back up. And if you're
Right.
going to do that, you got to deliver value. I know are you still doing your videos and like doing some of your like tips and tricks for mortgages?
I was for some time on YouTube, some videos, tips and tricks and whatnot, some, advice and, different topics and subjects about the real
Yeah.
estate industry, mortgages or whatnot, without getting into too much detail as well, just
Yeah.
try to keep it broad conversations and topics, so yeah, I haven't done it in a while, but it's something I need to get back on and
Yeah.
continue
And social
doing.
media
Yeah.
too. I think you were,
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah,
think Danielle told me that you were kind of in the mix sometimes in some chat rooms and things like that, really
that's
trying
correct.
to answer questions and just kind of stay in the mix with the local real
Exactly.
estate conversations, right, in your area.
Exactly. That's correct. That's correct. Yep.
Gotcha. So definitely helps with all of that has kind of helped show the benefit of HubSpot and all that we're doing on the marketing side for sure, and how it's been impacting you. What about organizationally for you in terms of like making sure, like what kind of stuff are you able to see and organize better using the tool?
Um, I mean, it's just pretty, it's, the tool helps me, for example, like this is the whole mortgage process, between the follow-ups and it gives me the lead status, where they stand, any notes of, potential borrowers may be waiting, for something to occur, a raise or whatnot. So it helps me keep notes of everything organized with all my borrowers, for the most part.
Gotcha.
Um,
Through the
and it just
various
shows me
stages
exactly where
of
they
the
start. Exactly. It shows me exactly where they are through the stages of the pipeline as well,
Mhm.
so that helps me, helps my process as well, view everything, kind of keep track of what's going on with all my, with my borrowers.
Yeah, I
Um,
liked how you sent me when you sent me your notes, you said it helps you manage your relationships, but at scale. So it's
yeah,
like it doesn't replace those individual relationships. Like you still feel like you are connected with those individuals
correct.
and
Yeah, the
that they
personal
still
level.
know you as Frank and you know them
Exactly.
as who they are,
Exactly.
but you're able to manage more of those relationships at scale, which gives
Exactly.
your clients a more personalized experience.
Exactly correct. Yeah. So, I've always stayed in communications with them through HubSpot until they're ready to pull the trigger.
Awesome.
If I lose any sort of communication with them, they'll probably forget about me. Right. So HubSpot
Yeah.
definitely helps me stay in touch with all of them.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Frank. We really appreciate
Of
all of the
course.
insight from the lending side of things. I know a lot of times people think of us or marketing and HubSpot just on the marketing side, but we do love working and closing the loop with our lenders too. So we
Yeah.
appreciate your time.
Of
If you
course.
would like to learn more about HubSpot for sales, please visit us at figrow.com. We have lots of other podcasts, blogs, case studies. So we'd love for you to join our community of viewers. And otherwise, let's just all get out there and make it happen.